Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw. I'm still aboard MS Trollfjord, which is a Hurtigruten ship sailing along the coast of Norway. And this is a fabulous coastal cruise. We started in Svalbard. There's actually a 14-day one if you want to go back and forth, but I'm on the one going south. We're going to end in Bergen in a couple days, and I'm sad to leave. And one of the things I'm really sad about is that I won't get to eat here every night, because I have been I've had some of the best food I've ever had on a cruise ship, and it was somewhat unexpected. I'd written about it, and I knew a little bit about it, but to experience it was a whole different story. And one of the reasons, I'm here with one of the persons who is responsible for that, executive head chef Sivert Overly, who is marvelous. He fed us a tasting dinner the other night that was off the charts. We're going to talk to him and a whole lot more about all the things going on in culinary here on this wonderful ship on Insider Travel Report. Now, Chef Sivert, it's amazing. Thank you so much. You've been feeding me too well, I think. I might have to go out and do some kind of calisthenics or something to run around the ship a few times, because your food is just amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So it's a big teamwork here,
Yeah. Now, what do you do as executive chef? What's your role?
My role is to control all the kitchens on board. We have 3 kitchens on board, and make sure that all the cooks are doing it properly to the recipes we have on board and to the concept we have on board.
Yeah. Now, how long have you been with Hurtigruten now?
Since April last year.
Okay, so just a little over about a year now. That's great. Now, how long have you been on this ship in particular?
Since June last year, when this concept started and this boat went from shore.
Now, you actually a lot of the crew here are Norwegian, but you're actually from Denmark, right?
Yes, I'm born and raised in Denmark, but actually I'm half Norwegian.
Oh, okay. So you fit in a little bit there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the restaurants you oversee here, the specific ones. Now, we're here in Roost, which is your fine dining, the high-end restaurant for suite guests, and you can pay to get into it if you're in other parts of the ship. But tell us a little bit about this one, Roost. What is the concept behind Roost?
So Roost is our fine dining restaurant on board, and we have a lot of local short-traveled products and produces. We have for lunch we have a 3-course menu.
Yeah, and I just finished that, and again I had the dessert. I was like, this dessert is to die for, and the sauce on this pork dish I said you should bottle this, because this is a barbecue sauce. It's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
So a 3-course lunch menu and a 5-course dinner menu, and we also have a la carte and afternoon tea up here.
Yeah, and I've done the afternoon tea too, and we should say that you have wine pairings with a lot of it, so you can try out a lot of different wines up here as well. Now, the other big restaurant is the main restaurant, and that's called?
That's called Flora.
Okay.
It's like the fauna and the flora. You have the flowers and all that, and all the vegetables. So Flora is our main restaurant, mm-hmm. And there you will get breakfast, lunch, buffets, and dinner, 3-course menu dinner, and we will serve you if you want to eat fish, meat, or vegetables, or vegan. That's all the choices you can get.
And it's good food. I've been down there. I've tried it a few times, but I got to tell you, I fell in love with Roost, and I've been spending a lot of time up here. And then the final restaurant is an interesting concept. It's kind of food from the Sami culture of Scandinavia. It's called, I believe, Aran, I guess.
Yes, it's called Aran. It's and the meaning of it is actually a fireplace in a tent, as they have in the Sami culture, and the whole concept is like a brasserie, like a grill, big dry aged beef and fish.
And you have the aged beef right in front of you there downstairs in a locker, right?
Yeah, we do it ourselves in the locker, and it's controlled. We have both one for fish and one for meat.
And this is also a steakhouse. You can get good steak there. I actually had reindeer when I was down there the other night, and it was wonderful. And with a wonderful bread underneath it, it was just really the perfect thing. We were heading out for an excursion in the evening, and it was really the perfect meal to go head out afterwards. So it was a different concept, and it really does work. And then, of course, you got incredible. Then let's talk about one other thing here. You have your tasting menu, which you were overseeing. It's 9 courses, and talk a little bit about that and what you're trying to do with that tasting menu with a wine pairing.
Yeah. So we came up with this idea because we have a lot of very beautiful products on board. We have caviars, we have king crab, and we also have the dry-aged meat and fish downstairs, as we just talked about. So we really want to highlight these products. So we came up with this idea of a chef's exclusive dinner, where we highlight the caviars. We have like Rossini caviar, we have vegan caviar, we have whitefish roe caviar, we have oysters, we have dry-aged halibut and dry-aged meat and local cheeses, and then we ended off with a good dessert.
And I was about ready to say no dessert, and I'm so glad I did not say that, because it happened to be the perfect ending. It's a light dessert. It was great. And I actually, right here at lunch, I had the most amazing dessert, but we won't talk about that right now. But it really was an amazing meal, and it was full with wine pairings, and we even had the special wine that you have, you store in deep under the sea, right? That you have the sea bubbles, right?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about, this dessert?
Yeah, it's really that was just amazing, that whole thing. But that was a perfect pairing. Now let's talk a little bit about how do you learn to cook things like reindeer and moose and all these wonderful. Did you grow up cooking that stuff or not?
When I grew up in Denmark. We don't have that much moose in Denmark. We have maybe more deer and stuff like that. Yeah. So moose and deer was more, or reindeer is more when I came to Norway. I've been in Norway for 12 years now.
Okay. So you have a little Norwegian blood in you. So this is so you have some of the background that you needed to do. What is your training? Where did you chef before?
I trained as a chef in Denmark, in Copenhagen, and I worked a couple of years in Denmark, actually, like 5 to 6 years before I moved to Norway. And then I've been working around in Norway for pretty good restaurants. I've been at a 3-star Michelin restaurant in Chicago as well.
Oh, you're telling me that you're in Chicago, so that's interesting. You've been in the States and this kind of thing. Now, do you find that your guests are surprised at the quality of the cuisine?
I think a lot of the guests actually, are very surprised and amazed, and I'll get very proud about it. And it's a big team effort, of course. I couldn't do it myself, you know that.
Well, you have a wonderful team. The wait staff is wonderful. They're very familiar. Everyone, I see your chefs working hard as well, every night, because there's an open kitchen right here, and they do an amazing job. So you should be very proud, because I think it's a great team, and you really deliver.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, we're going out to 125,000 travel advisors who are booking their clients on board. What would you tell them to expect, and tell their clients what they should expect when they come on board?
A real taste of Norway, local cuisine, Norwegian cuisine. You'll taste the whole coastline. You'll taste Norwegian seafood, Norwegian meat, Norwegian vegetables, Norwegian seaweed, done with a lot of good care and proudness,
and paired with great wine. So that's it. But you are, and since we are sailing, in fact, right now we're sailing right along the coast here. We can see it. It really is the right kind of cuisine to have on this kind of cruise. And Norwegian cruise, I'm going to come away saying, Norwegian cuisine is pretty good. I got to tell you.
I think so too.
Well, you better. So anyway, again, thank you, Chef. It's been wonderful to cruise with you. You do a great job on board, and I'm already sad I'm leaving, and hopefully I'll come back at some point. I have to do the winter cruise up to the Northern Lights next time. But again, thank you so much for the wonderful service and the wonderful food.
You're so welcome, and thank you.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.